Samsung promised everyone that their TVs would be able to get up to 2,000 nits of peak brightness with the brand new Samsung S95C. Now, people have been purchasing directly from Samsung just to find out that's not the case. Not only is it not the case, it's so not the case that it's pretty much the same exact brightness that they had last year. 13 to 1400 nits of peak brightness. Now, Samsung is getting absolutely railroaded by everyone who has discovered this, and many are asking the question as to how this could happen and so on and so forth. But I think there's a more important conversation that needs to happen now. Should you really even buy the Samsung S95C at this current point in time? Because let's be clear, if their claims of this television being only, 1400 nits max being true, I think that has heavy implications as to you maybe take the sale, run out, and just get the Samsung S95B because it's going to do the same exact thing peak brightness wise. And again, the features that they're offering this year are not fundamentally new. You still have all of the same processing features. You still have all of the same UI features, more or less. There's not something that's so game-changing in this brand new Samsung that you just have to run out and buy it. And I think that's really going to be the honest thing here to talk about. Now, another thing to talk about here is the fact that when we look at Samsung's track record with these firmware updates, they typically make TVs worse, right? Not everybody wants to admit that openly, but that's kind of the case. And I can't guarantee that a firmware update, for example, would be the way to go with maybe just buying the Samsung S95C and trusting that down the road, Samsung is going to fix this, right? Now, again, these could be size variations, right? Right now we know it's the 77-inch model that a lot of people are buying from Samsung Direct, but at this point in time, we also don't know if this will affect the smaller sizes like the 55 and 65 inches expected to launch later this month. Again, this is kind of what we always talk about here though, about finding issues and talking about them and voicing them. Now, I will be testing this and again, comparatively to my Samsung S95B, but I will be doing it with the smaller sizes since the larger sizes seem to apparently have a lot of controversy around whether or not they're hitting this target point. I want to make sure that if it is in fact unique only to the 77-inch that we are representing that, so I'll be one of the oddballs that'll wait for the smaller sizes to then give you that information. So definitely keep it locked for that. Now, in terms of, again, what the game plan should be going forward, listen, I genuinely think that Samsung has a lot of work to do here because we've got the One Connect box that's not really a One Connect box that kind of sits independently from the television. It's still attached in some way, shape, or form. And then, of course, now we have this issue where, people are noticing brightness is not where it needs to be. Again, the whole idea here of us wanting more brightness is not because, it's the best thing out since sliced bread. It's, of course, more brightness leads to better color volume, and that's kind of the biggest thing that they propped up being better than last year, talking about, hey, we've made it more efficient and we've gotten it to certain percentages brighter than it was last year. And now it comes out and it's pretty much what they nerfed the Samsung S95B for. You know what I mean? Like, we've kind of had this conversation as to they've come out with the firmware. They made our TV lower than what it was day one to where it's not as bright, right? People are noticing that it was in the 1200 nit territory, right? Down from the 1500 nits where it was. And now here we are, Samsung kind of giving that back in the form of a brand new sky-high price. That ain't gonna fly, Hoss. You're gonna have to deliver your absolute best every single time you show up to the game. And that's just my point of view on this, though. I would love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Now, again, I'm not here to bash Samsung and say that you shouldn't buy it all together, but I do think that maybe we should wait to see more sizes to see if this is an isolated incident, if these are a couple of people, and again, wait for more tests from more people. Again, I myself will be testing this for you guys with other sizes so that we know whether or not this is isolated. But this is something we all as a community need to investigate to see if this is actually legit. But that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later.